Very good morning to you. Where is he? Yeah, okay. Yesterday we discussed about the physical layer objects. Do you have any questions on the physical layer objects, boss? Let's move on to the next level. Hi team, do you have any questions on the physical layer? What we discussed yesterday?
Oh, I don't have any questions on the physical layer.
Okay, good. Then yeah, let's move on to the next layer, which is the BMM layer. Yeah. So this is the most important layer where you just need to apply the business logics. Now we are going to discuss about how to create a measure, how to create a measure in business model layer. So measure is nothing but applying a aggregation rule on numeric data type column. Then you used to call it as a measure. So that everyone knows that. So now my requirement is basically, let's say I want to create a one custom calculation. So how many orders actually, how many open orders we have or how many pending orders we have. Let's say unit order minus unit ship. How many orders they have ordered and then how many the company has shipped. So the main pending items I want to know. So the question is, I'll go and create because the users or the business user is asking, he want to get one more matrix measure. What is that measure was? Pending orders. How many pending orders are available from your warehouse? So to get that information, the calculation of that column should be, so now I can say new object, go to the logical column. So pending orders. Clear, right? So pending order means, let's say today I requested the company to provide 10 orders, but the company right now they have only 8 in their warehouse. They just shifted only 8. So total I have ordered 10. So the pending order should be unit orders minus unit ship. So that is our new metric which you have to calculate. So how are we going to calculate? This is not a database column, right? So it is a calculated column. Pending order should be a calculated column based on the existing database objects or existing database columns, fact columns. So there are multiple things you can just go and define that. So I want to create this calculations based on the logical table. Now, very first thing is we are trying to get it is, so there are multiple ways of achieving this requirement. The first requirement should be the first requirement should be we can apply the calculations based on the existing logical column. We can apply the calculations based on the existing logical column. Now that's where I just created a new logical column. Go to column source. Two things here. Either you can go and apply the calculations based on physical mapping columns or existing. Existing is nothing but logical. Right now I'll go and check the first method 1. Click on this one and X, and now what is my aim for? My aim is only to calculate a pending orders. Pending orders formula or condition should be unit order minus unit ship. So that is the calculation which I want to get it, right? So this is my calculation which I want to achieve it. So you have created this one. So before doing that, what I can do, I'll go and change the name. So this is depending on logical column. So this calculations depending on the existing logical columns. Now I'll go and define the same column, same kind of formula applying on the different method. Go and create one more pending orders hyphen physical layer objects. Depending on the physical column, now I will go and apply the calculations. Go to column source and now derived from physical mappings. If you want to apply the condition or the calculations, what you have to do is there are two methods. One is for logical, another one is for physical. Now I will go and just click on this one, go to edit. So third column is unmapped column, so we'll go and get it here. So here we'll identify the formula. So what is my formula? This is my physical table. Remember, this is a physical table, not a logical table. This is a physical table. Now I'll go ahead and apply unit order minus unit shift. So there are two ways of applying your calculations, but I want to know the difference between those two. So that's the reason. Okay. So now we have calculated. Click on OK. So now this is basically a normal column. So now I can go and apply aggregation rule. So always measure should be having, measures are going to be existing in your fact table. So what is measure in this case? If any column, if any numeric column is applied as aggregation rule, then we used to call it as a measure. So now I'm going to apply a aggregation rule. In my case, it's a sum. So, do you have any questions on this one, boss? Ultimately, business model layer is always referring to your applying a logical calculation with respect to your requirement. So, right now, my business users are asking or expecting one column, which is basically how many pending orders are available from your warehouse. So, that's a column they are asking, but that is not a straightforward database column. We have to apply a conditions based on, or you have to apply a logic based on the column. So there are multiple ways of applying these conditions. One method should be applying a calculations or a conditions on existing logical objects. That means existing logical column. That is one method. And second method, you can also apply the same conditions or calculations based on physical columns. That is two ways of applying the calculations or logic. Now we want to verify the both whether this both columns are giving a proper results or not. Once it is giving a proper results, obviously it will go and give a proper results. But I want to discuss in detail what is the difference between logical calculations and then physical calculations. Applying a calculations on logical column and applying a calculations on physical column. So that we are going to discuss right now. So what do you need? Which one you are talking about? Both. So this is the column formula I have used. Same fine kind of formula I'm using in this area for physical. You can see this one. Either you can go and apply the calculations based on physical columns or based on logical columns. There are two things. So now we want to know which one is accurate method or which one is more effective with respect to your performance. That I am going to discuss it now. So before discussing, I want to deploy this RPD into server, and we would like to see the difference. I think is the server running. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I think servers are not started. Meanwhile, I'll go and explain the things actually. One thing. So formula, or I can say the calculations or logics can be built on multiple things. Two methods: one for logical existing logical objects, or one for a physical objects. The difference between these two, both are giving the same results. Both are giving the same results, but I would like to give you some more details on when are we going with physical and when are we going with logical. But most of the time, you should go and use the logical. I'll tell you the reason why. So just I'm going to open Excel sheet and I want to show you something on this one. I'm sorry. What Elias? I didn't get you. I didn't get you what you asked. Uh huh. Oh, you were talking about aliases? Yeah. That's yeah. Sure, sure. I'll do that. Okay, now so applying calculations logical, let me go ahead and use this. So meanwhile the server is going to start first. So logical calculations, what I can do, so we know, what we are requiring was unit order and unit shift and now pending orders. This is the calculation. So let's say with respect to row by row, I'll tell you. So let's we have one of the customer has applied, or you can say you go and use one customer. So maybe customer name. A customer has expecting 100 orders, and our company, our organization, they have shifted 90, and then this is minus this. I'll tell you the later. And now let's say B, yes, asking and C. So this is the data which is available in your company. So let's say, boss, if you go and apply a logical calculations, what happened? I'll tell you. So some of your, that is a total sum of your unit orders. Same way, sum of your unit ship. Now pending order should be equal to this minus. So this is the output. Ultimately, the new column is going to have this is the output. Now I'll go and do the same thing for you. Now I'll go and apply same calculation. Please try to observe what I'm trying to say. So physical, sorry, I think. So this is equal to unit order minus unit ship. Okay. So this is not required in this case. Now we'll go and apply all this. Now sum of. Sorry, are we getting a both are equal? This is a physical table calculation and this is a logical table calculation. Now, logical table calculation means, remember boss, aggregation rules are going to apply first. Very first thing is aggregation rules are first level, aggregation rules are applying first. In my case, what is my aggregation? How many number of records are available from your unit order column? Let's say unit order is having how many records? It's a total 6 records. Sorry, total 5 records. And what you usually do is sum of all 5 records and it will give the number here, and same way again this column is going to have one more aggregation rule. So again sum of this unit order and finally this minus this. So that is how we will go on do. Aggregation rules are applying first and condition is going to apply second place. So when you go and do an aggregation first, obviously it will go on very quick method, right? So sum of your unit order and sum of unit ship, and the final pending order is equal to sum of unit order minus sum of unit ship. So it will go and get that results very quick I can say. In the physical table calculations will be go and verify row by row. In this case, conditions is going to be applied first. Position condition is going to apply first. So what is my condition? Unit order minus unit ship. That is my condition, right? So first level, it will go and apply the first row. Take that unit order minus unit ship. So it will give the output. Same second row, it will go and apply unit order minus unit ship, and third it will go and apply the condition, and finally aggregation rule is going to apply second place. So the conditions are going to apply each and every row by row. So let's say you have millions and billions of records are available in your database table. So that means each and every row it has to be apply the condition and get the output. So it is going to be recurring millions and billions of records. How many total records are available? It will be the server or the cursor or open cursor is going to be apply the condition those many times. And finally do a aggregation sum of this pending orders. So which one, so by seeing this method, so which one is more accurate, I mean more performance, giving you more performance? Both are is having only one aggregation.
No, here you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this one condition and one aggregation. And here one aggregation.
No, forget about, see, when you go and write sum of column 1 and sum of column 2, are you going to consider two aggregations? It will consider as one aggregation for the system.
No, condition one, but condition passed for the given 5.
No, that's what the issue, right? Boss, I think, are you able to, so are you understand this concept? So logic calculations will give you more performance. So the performance is taking on physical calculations. If you are not giving, so as I said, if you have n number of records, I can say n number of records means, boss, I'm just getting a lot of disturbance. So the physical calculations is going to be taking a time to retrieve the data based on the condition. Right now our condition is very simple condition. I'm just applying a minus, subtracting one column to another column. That is a simple calculation. As I said, physical calculation, the conditions are going to be applied row by row. Each and every row check and then apply condition, give the output. And so that means, let's say if you have millions and billions of records in real time, so that is the case, it will take time to apply the condition. So it will take this calculations based on the conditions. The conditions are going to apply row by row in physical calculations. If you go to logical calculation, so irrespective of how many number of rows you have, so just go and apply one rule which is called as aggregation rule. Sum of that column name, you will get a output immediately. On top of that, once you have aggregations on both columns, then you will go and do the condition. So whenever you are going to apply aggregation rule first, that is more accurate. More accurate in the sense you give a results very fast when compared to physical. Physical is always going with a row by row. So that's the only one thing I would like to highlight here. So whether you are able to understand, so just let me know. Clear was? So applying a calculations or building a logic in BMMware is two methods, two different ways of doing that one. So one method should be on existing logical columns and another method should be depending on your physical columns. So that's how we can go and see that. There are two methods they are given. Usually we will go with only one method which is called as a logical. So that is also one of your improving or increasing a report performance. So these are the different kinds of techniques. If any report is taking time, right? So these are the techniques you have to identify or you have to check before why this report is not giving a results within the expected time. So that's the reason you can go and apply this. So once the server is started, I will try to deploy the RPD and then, so we'll see the difference now. And the second part now, this is most important thing in BMWare, hierarchies. What do you mean by hierarchy? I'll go and explain hierarchy. What is an hierarchy? Let's say today you build one report, boss. My report should be year-wise revenue or year-wise sales. One report user asked, so the report name is year-wise sales and how many open orders. How many orders I got it from that entire year. So this is my report, boss. Report number 1. So what they are expecting. So I'm going to develop a report, something let's say 2018 you might have. I'm just giving an amount, don't worry about that. So and then number of orders should be 100 total and 2017. So we might be having 1 lakh orders and then 500 orders. So this is the report you have developed as per the requirement. So what the users are not, because currently the management, whoever is accessing your report, so they are, okay, so whatever they are asking you have developed. So what they want to do is, so they want to know why we are getting only less number of orders and they want to analyze. You want to know the information more in detail. In detail means in 2018, So let's say you have different kinds of locations, right? Location wise you want to see. After location wise you want to go with a individual city wise and state wise also. So what his intention is, our user's intention is, so based on this report, I want to drill down from the least level. Right now it is a summary level which is usually called as highest level. Year wise, sales and order. So what is expecting the next level should be, you want to know what is a half year wise and then quarter wise. The next report should be in a half year, and there are two kinds of, and I can say the half year is another role is going to be inserted. I'll go on insert. That's fine. So every year there are two half years, right? So what happened? There are two records is going to be applied here, 2018. So half year one, and then sale should be 3,000, 38,000 probably. So we can say 82 or something. And the second row, half year two, so which is going to be having 12,000 only. So now when you go and do this half year 1 plus half year 2, which is going to give you equal to this amount. That's how basically the drill down is going to work. Clear, boss? And same way here, half year 1, there is one more record, and half year 2. So this amount might be going to be changed. Data is going to be segregated based on the next level. Which is the next level. So this level he is trying to expecting the bus. He is trying to expect this one. Okay. So this is the summary level, and then summary to he wants to drill down from one level to next level. So that's how he would like to see. But you don't want to, or you don't need to create a separate report for them. You know to create a separate one single report. It has to be satisfy all the requirement. My requirement should be, I want to give a high level report. Based on the high level or a summary report, you need to drill down from the least level, lowest level of the granularity. So that's where the report has to be drilled down. Let's say in my case, there are, if I'm going to maintain a 5 levels of hierarchy and the time basis, that doesn't mean that you are going to create a 5 reports for one single report, right? So that's not the satisfaction with that users. One report has to be delivered what they're expecting. That's where comes into the picture. So what is the main importance of the hierarchy is basically, if you want to see the data in a single report with your summary and in detail, so hierarchy is going to be provide that kind of information. So it might be a one level, or it might be a number of levels, or it might be a single level. So it doesn't matter actually. When you define a hierarchy is nothing but you want to drill down from lowest level to highest level, or highest level to lowest level. That is drill down and drill up concept. I will tell you that later. But our basic fundamental use of hierarchy is only to see the data from lowest level of granularity. So though you are just developing a report, your highest level, which is a summary, my summary level is a year wise, I'm just giving a numbers, and he want to see the more detailed information based on this report. Just go and click on that year, it will go and drill down to the one level to another level based on the hierarchy definition. So that is the most important of hierarchy. So are you able to understand what is hierarchy? Hierarchy is nothing but so to maintain some information from one level to another level, or highest level to lowest level. So it is going to be helpful. So as of now, just stick with that definition. Maybe definitions keep on changing with respect to requirement. So right now the hierarchy is only for, so if you want to see the information in detail.
So hierarchy, excuse me, so hierarchy is from highest point to the lowest. Can it be from lowest to the highest? Can it be reversed?
Yeah, it is also. It is, that's where drill up. It can be reverse also, from lowest to highest. So
okay, in order.
Yes. Highest to lowest we used to call it as drill down. Lowest to highest we used to call it as drill up. Two things here, drill down and drill up, which is always talks about your highest level to lowest level. Whereas drill up which is going to be talk about lowest level to highest level.
Okay, drill down and drill up. Okay.
Yeah, and another one is not like that exactly, boss. That's right. Yeah, I'll go ahead and give you that information. And another concept is called drill across. Means drill down from one dimension to another dimension. Drill down or drill up from one dimension to another. So these are the three different concepts are available from the hierarchy point of view. So drill down, drill up, and drill across. So drill down is talks about from highest level to lowest level. Drill up is talks about from lowest level to highest level. Drill across means you need to drill down from one dimension table information to another dimension table. So these are the three different kinds of concepts are available. And now my servers have started. I would like to deploy the RPD. Just I think we already saw that how to deploy that RPD into server. Now I'll go and apply the same conditions. You can go and apply. So can you just give me or identify me something on how to deploy your RPD? Anyone of you us? We already discussed that. So what you have to do is you can go to the installation folder. Don't copy the data model. Copy here. No. Please don't go with that. Actually, the data model is if it is corrupted, then you can't able to do anything. Boss, please wherever it is there, just go to that path actually. But anyhow, I'll go ahead. Railway. Now we'll go and apply CMD. Path will be copied automatically in your command prompt. Now you can go and enter data model space then upload and then trying to do what is my intention? I want to upload that RPD. Upload RPD. So minus I hyphen I is nothing but your location of your RPD. My location of RPD is there. You can see right. Archive home. Here that my RPD is existing, RPD name is applied to. How do I confirm? So RPD. So what is the RPD name is supplied to. So that is existing in my that location. If you don't know the location, go to file and see save as. When you go on save as, it will show you the existing path. So where it is available. So that is how you can go and confirm. In my case, I'll copy this path. Hyphen I and space your name is supplier supplier dot RPD and the password of that RPD is going to be represent hyphen W. I'll give you a
Okay, so what are we doing now?
I'm trying to deploy the RPD into the server. So this RPD, we have created two logics, right? So two columns. This is a logical column application, right? Our calculation we apply.
Okay.
And the server RPD does not have this information. Currently, let's say if I will go and confirm that, so what I can do, I'm just trying to see whether the calculated columns are available or not. So that's what my intention. I'll go and log into analytics window. To want to see the reports or developing reports or dashboards, so you need to log in with this application which is called as analytics. Like to see. So what is my intention? I have defined two new columns in the offline RPD, but if you want to check something, so go to new analysis whether those new columns are defined in server or not. To cross verification, just go to new analysis. This is your RPD or maybe a subject area name, which is gives you your third layer name. Now, if you go and see, we have only amount and unit order and unit ship. In my case, what I'm expecting was, on top of that, these two columns also required. So for that sake, I'm going to deploy my existing RPD. Whatever the RPD I modified in my local machine, I would like to deploy this RPD into server. To deploy your offline RPD into server, what you have to do is, first thing is you need to check. Please make sure that without any errors. So if you have any errors, please try to compile and complete the errors. In my case, my first condition should be passed. I don't have any errors in this RPD. And second condition should be all the servers are up and running. So if server is down, you can't able to access your front end analytics. If any server is down, you cannot able to access your analytics window. So that means now the servers are up. Two conditions are passed, and now I'm going to deploy my RPD. These are the arguments you have to provide. I is nothing but your RPD, where it is located and what is the name of that RPD, and W is nothing but it's a password of that RPD, and hyphen U is nothing but analytics username, admin username, you have to give an admin. Hyphen P is nothing but again my analytics password. Hyphen SI is you can go and provide SSI. So this is what I was trying to say. So I think the last class we have already discussed about this, and maybe every day you are trying to deploy your RPD. So you need to remember this one. So please get it handy. If it is properly deployed, you might be getting one more alert message here. So RPD deployed successfully. There are two messages you're going to get it. Just wait for a second. Analytics window is always referring to third layer, which is nothing but a presentation layer objects. If something is are able to see this one, this is only referring to your third layer, which is a presentation layer. So whatever the objects you are going to maintain the physical layer and BMM layer, that cannot be visible in your analytics. Analytics is always referring to your third layer object information. So I think there is saving violation. I'll tell you the reason, because he don't have proper what I mean to say admin privileges. What you can do, you can go on CMD, because if you are maintaining two different accounts, so boss, please try to log in with your admin account. So now I'll go and run it as admin, run as administrator. I'll go and apply same thing here. Now what I can do, I'll go and copy this space. Now this, you want to move that part, now you copy. So that is for this one. Not required was. We have only one file is available. It will automatically takes for so it's not copy. No, if you go and maintain one file, that's fine. SH is a shell script, which is referring to your Linux operating system. Yeah. I'm just copying this. Okay, hyphen me and go to my administration. If command prompt is open in administration or not, so you can verify that in the top now. Okay. I think we have enough space. That's fine, but even though you are using more space also fine. I'm trying to upload it into server. So in the real time, without hierarchy, you don't have any reports or dashboards. What happened? What happened? It's not giving. Now why it is showing path? Did I give a path correct one? Oracle middle, Oracle home, user process, domain, BA, config, FMW. Why it's going to FMW config? Not required actually. Middle user domain, BA, BA tools, building, data, whatever. So that's why do not no, copy that file outside. It will be corrupted first thing. Not sure what it is going to occur. It's saying file, there has been a sharing violation. Where are you going to save this file? Okay, now I got it. So basically, the system has to take, I'll tell you, whether you can go and provide a data model .cmd, not required, but somehow I don't know why it's not taken. Why I'm saying is basically I'll go and see only one file is available under data model. I'll show you that. Because in his case, he copied the data model in different location. Um, So we have only the name called data model. So data model is only one name. One name. So if we have a different kinds of data model name, then we'll go and apply. So now you are able to deploy your RPD successfully into the server. This is the message you are getting after deploying that RPD successfully. Right? Now we want to verify. So go to sign out and just sign in again. User. Yeah, so that's only for online mode. Now go to new analysis, and meanwhile I'll go and show you what my current RPD is talking. So my subject area name is core, and that's what it was trying to say. See, we have four tables are available in your presentation layer, which is a fourth layer. I will go and open that file one more time to a class verify whether you are having a proper RPDs deployed into server or not. Verify that. So right now, subject area name is core. We already core, and under core there are four tables are available. So customer, product, and product sales. And if you go and expand it to sales, you are having this information. Clear, boss? So now, what is my intention? I want to see, let's say year wise. If you go and see this, is like so year wise, I want to see the number of unit orders and unit shipped as of now, and later I'll just drag one by one column. So I'm just trying to develop a report which is basically year wise the number of orders and number of shipped unit shipped. Hey, this it is showing an error. So what is that? Was does not exist. Let me go ahead and open that file. Close. Go and open in online mode. Giving proper input. No, that's fine. Yesterday we changed it to supplier to, but yeah, even though it is, if you go and enable this one, right, it has to see.
No, but the permission privilege has to be given.
What do?
Supplier, I mean, through HR, we should be able to.
No, not kind of that one. This is purely, talks about system level, it's not been level. But something, I want to see something, let's say 1 minute plus 1 minute. Let me go ahead and see. Can I able to see the data? So that's what the issue is. You can't able to see the data from the table itself. What happened yesterday, I was changing to the schema name, right? This is basically a supplier. I changed it yesterday. privileges, Amita. It's not related to privileges. You can see now. Yesterday, the sake of no, opaque view, I have changed it now. I will go and see. So irrespective of the schema which you are maintaining in your connection pool, so if you go and enable the checkbox, it has to work. Yeah, I have opened this RPD in online mode. Now you can see there is some changes yesterday class. That's the reason I was reverting back to this original report, sorry, original mode. Now you did some changes in the online mode, right? So what you have to do is to reflect those changes, you need to do a reload server metadata. I'm still with my connection pool username is HR, but I'm just trying to access the schema called as apply to. Still it is running. Let me just go ahead and see first thing. So you are able to see the data 1998 and 1999, and I can go and add unit order for one single year. So you have this information, and then unit chip. When you go and add a unit chip, it is throwing an error. What is that? Oh, don't have a unit chip here. Tabular view does not exist. Now we'll go and see unit chip, what column he is trying to use. Go to your fact table and then unit chip. If you want to see this column information from your physical layer, physical column, you can go and check. I want to cross verify which column you are referring to, unit chip column. So it is referring to this table only. Let's say I'm able to see the data right here. Why it is not there, and then I'll try to go on. I'm just trying to analyze why the report is giving an error. Oh. So both are having supply to and then D1 orders and unit order. Unit chip is also having supply to D1 orders unit chip. Then why it's not giving was one second was one question. So to get this information, you need to apply a query, right? So you can also check the query. I'll tell you that query why, where is that actually. But you need to apply a condition also. It's coming now. You are able to see the data right now. Maybe if you want to see something on the day year wise. Yeah, when you go and add a year, it is giving an error message. Year, core, fact, sales, script are only. So what you have to do is you go and see the data. What kind of schema information he has provided. 1 minute was. Okay, so we have a calendar too. Yeah, this is condition is kind of fine. Yeah, conditions looks fine. And go to period. It's a dual calendar only. I think yeah, it looks good only, but I don't know why it's throwing an error. It's saying where is it? Tabular view does not exist. What is this? You have a data available here. One second, listen. Forget about that. I think I will try to fix it later. I don't want to waste the time. And now we'll go and use another column, which is a fact column. I mean calculated column. So you'll go and see both. They have both columns has to see the proper data. So we are getting a data or not, boss? Both are equal to providing a. So find, I mean, rest of them I'll try to fix it later, but don't worry about that. So why that error is throwing error? So the logical calculations and physical calculations are giving a proper results. Okay? The logical and physical is giving a proper results. So are you, that's what I mean, I was trying to explain what is the use of logical calculations and physical calculations. Both are giving the same results, but the thing is, when with respect to, if you go and consider with respect to report performance, you will go and apply logical calculations, not a physical calculations. That's what my intention. But why the report is throwing an error, we'll try to fix it in the next class, not next class, in the report level. So there are multiple things you have to consider. Okay, now the second point is we'll go and define a hierarchy. So what hierarchy, how to define, there are two methods actually. So you can go and define the hierarchy in, I'll just try to close this one and open it in offline mode and do the hierarchy. Now I want to apply a hierarchy. So right now hierarchies are going to be applied only on dimension tables. Remember one point here. Hierarchies are going to be applied on dimension tables, not can fact tables. So it should be always applied on only dimension tables. So now I know on which table I want to apply a hierarchy. So I will go and define the hierarchy on dimension table, how to deploy. So yeah, so how to define a hierarchy, just right click on the table, right click on the dimension table, go to create logical dimensions and then dimensions the level base. We'll go with the level base right now. I'll tell you the parent child later. So there are, yeah, you can go. ODI, OBI and ODA. Which class you're, yeah, yes. I'm sorry? Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up within 5 minutes. Just you can sit here. So now I'll go and create a hierarchy. So right click on the dimension table, create logical dimensions and then go with the first option which is called as level based hierarchy. The moment when you click on it, you might be getting a three diagonal arrow. You can see the icon, which is basically a one hierarchy. This XYZ axis symbol is there that is talks about your hierarchy. By seeing that symbol, you can see this is one hierarchy has defined here. By default, by default, the system will be creating a total and detail. So total and detail, there are two levels are created by default. So now what is my aim? My aim is to define my own hierarchy. What's my levels was first level should be year and then second level should be half year and third level is going to be a quarter and then month and I will go and maintain as week and finally a day. So this is my levels which we were expecting from your report. So you need to define these levels. You need to define these levels in between your total and detail. In between these levels. So these are the defaultly created. The system has created the two levels, total level and detail level. In between these two levels, I will go and define my own hierarchy. Now there are multiple ways of defining, but better way you just go with a detail level. Right click on detail, new object, and then child. Why I am selecting a child was detail is nothing but a lowest level, right? So lowest level does not have a parent. So that's itself your hierarchy is going to be stopped for that level. So right. So now when you just right click on the detail, you should always go with sorry, not child. You should always go with parent. The lowest is nothing but that is the least level of hierarchy column is defined. Now the least level does not have any child, so you should always have a parent. Now what you have to do is go to new object and select as parent. My first level should be here, so I'll go and define with go with the same sequence. Again, you can go back to the detail level, right click, right click. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So now I'll go and see again it's parent. Now I can say half year. So year, half year, and then I'll go and define a parent again, quarter. finally list level should be day level, right? Now if you want to change the name, you can go and feel free to change the name. So I'll try to do the change name day level, I can say. This is your hierarchy you are expecting: year, half year, quarter, month, week, day. Instead of day, if you want to write it as detail, you can also maintain a detail also. That's up to you, boss.
So, excuse me. So this hierarchy that you're doing right now is from high to low, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Hierarchies are going to be defined from high to low only, Trudy. But when you go,
Okay.
when you are trying to develop a report, so either drill down or drill up, that concept is different. We will try to enable the configuration. That's it. But when the
Okay.
definition, when it comes into definition, you should always go with only high to low.
High to low. Okay.
Yeah. When you are trying to define a hierarchy, you should always go with a high to low. That's the only one thing you have to remember.
Okay.
Okay, I think so. That's it for today. I think I have another class. So you know how to define this, and after defining, you have to analyze or you have to map a column for each level. This is the level, right? Each level you should always map one column. I'll tell you how to map it. There are multiple things: either drag and drop or double click column, go to the content level. The columns are available. All the columns are available here. Say year column, I want to map it to year level. Just go to drag and drop. This is one method. Let's say if you go on maintain as half year. Where is half year? You don't have that column. Do we have a one? No, I think. Let's assume that I'm just trying to. No, this is not a half year. I want to show you something like or go to month, right? Either you can drag and drop here, or one method should be drag and drop. Second method, go to double click, level, and how many levels you have defined. Those levels are going to show it here. So you have defined these many levels: year, half year, quarter, month, week. So now you can go and choose the relevant arrow. So now right now month is empty. The moment when you click on it, it will go and sit that month column is in the respective level. So we'll discuss more in tomorrow's class this one. So that's it for today. And do you have any questions in this one, boss? Let me know. John, have you practiced? I think I installed the softwares. Do you know how to open the application and what?
Yeah, I just received my laptop today. You know, the laptop was not with me, so I received it today.
Okay.
So I'll start serious working on that. So there's no problem. Thank you very much.
Sure, John. Yeah. So thanks a lot. Thanks for joining. You have a great day, and then we'll meet you at tomorrow same time. Thanks for joining.